Well, howdy friends. It's time for me to go ahead and feed my MOTU Origins beast here once again. Got another big box of figures to open up. But before we do that, I just wanted to say thank you all for tuning in and watching these episodes. And I'd like to ask you guys a question. How's your collecting going? What are you enjoying most about it? What's giving you the most trouble about it, say? What figures are you looking forward to still that have not yet been released? I know we've seen some of the package art. Looks like we're going to get Too Bad pretty soon in Origins, and maybe Cyclone, I think. So hopefully and Rio Blast I think we saw. So some good news, some more big characters coming down the line. Hopefully Modulok. So that before the whole thing is pretty much done. Although maybe there's lots of other characters you guys know about from 2000X and extended, Eternia mythology. So maybe this is going to continue for a little while. Maybe they'll give us some more play sets and toys. Looks like the Bashasaurus is shown in the graphics of one of the boxes. So maybe we'll get him pretty soon. So yeah, just let me know what you guys are looking forward to and how your collections are doing. I'm still looking forward to Mossman. Rumor is he's moved in next door next to Bigfoot and his wife, so we may never see him. I don't know. Hopefully we'll see him eventually, right? So let's see. Oh yeah, also curious if any of you guys are ordering the Mondo Skeletor that's available right now through June 30th. The limited timed release that has all the extra armor and gear. I really like him. I just can't necessarily justify the $260 for him. He'd be the only 1 foot tall figure I have, and that's really big, and not really have the space for him. It seems expensive for what it is. I mean, it's a great, actually, not expensive for what it is, just for my purpose of having. I think it's a really well done figure, and it's one of the best looking Skeletors I've ever seen. It just doesn't fit the Origins size, and it's its own thing. So if you're collecting Mondo, I definitely see why you would get it. If you're not, it's a little more on the edge. Oh, and one more thing I was thinking about that is, I wonder if anyone's ever considered making figures that have an internal skeleton and then the outside is all that rubber material that feels like skin, the fleshlight stuff, or the stuff they use in the real dolls. It seems like at that price point at $260, they probably could make a figure that's solid, fleshy feeling, with no visible joints at all, and have all the joints inside of a skeleton, internal skeleton. I think that would be a really cool way to make figures if no one's done it. Kind of surprised no one's trying to do it. Maybe it just becomes too expensive for that small scale that you need to build something bigger. Anyway, that's enough babbling to start this off. Let's go ahead and see what I've got in this box. This arrived a whole month ago now, May 26th, and today's June 25th or 26th. I don't know exactly the date here, but it's been sitting here on my couch waiting to be open. And I'm finally in the mood to break into the box. It's always nice to have a treasure sitting here that you have, I get to open that anytime. I like the anticipation a lot. I'm one of those people that enjoys just knowing I have it, even if I haven't opened it. Obviously, you've seen me leave a lot of things in boxes, so... Okay, I'm going to have to get this out of the way so that it doesn't block everything off. Right off the top here, we have Mechanek and the Ground Ripper. So a lot of you have received yours and have yours for quite a while now and opened them. I never had this as a kid, but I had friends that had them. It had that cool zipper that gave it power, I believe, or did you just pull it back and release it? I don't remember, but I think it had one of those zippers that you pull that spins the wheel. So that thing really did rip across the ground. I know a lot of people have complained that this Mechanek doesn't have the play feature where you twist him and his neck goes up and down. But honestly, for me, I think this is better, one, for animating, so I can have them in any pose I want if I wanted to. But also, I think, in general, most of us adults that are buying these have them for display purposes more than play purposes. We're not usually bashing them around, and maybe some of you are. I'd love to hear about it if you guys are playing with your figures, but I suspect most of us are just displaying them on shelves, and in that case, if you want his neck up, it's nice to not have to have him twisted. I definitely hear some of the complaints about just how it works overall. So you got to give some, you take some, you lose some. Here's the back of the packaging. I guess you've all seen it before. And I'll go ahead and read it for you, those of you international people who haven't seen what it says. Mechanek races the high-speed ground ripper to scout out evil enemies encroaching on the battlefield. And as someone else pointed out, I think that MOTU Joneser pointed out to me, this graphic here is identical to the graphic of him on the large jumbo box that I received. It's just reversed at 180 degrees, mirrored. But it's the identical graphic that's on that jumbo carrying case, a vintage that I showed you guys. So this is really a neat throwback to that art. So someone really appreciated that and kept it on this ground ripper, road ripper. I keep calling it road ripper, because that was the original name, but it's the ground ripper. So okay, you guys have seen that. You know what it is. Move this side here. And what have we got here? Oh, we got a snake trooper. So, cool looking figure. I like the black armor that he wears. I like the play feature. This one does have a play feature where you know, obviously you press that button in the middle of the chest and the armor falls out. So that's kind of cool. I only wish that he had also come with a regular standard black Horde Trooper head, so we could switch him out between a standard black Horde Trooper and a snake armor, you know, a snake infiltrator. So we have him fighting someone on the back here, which I do not recognize. You guys will have to tell me who he is. Looks like someone of Zodak's kind. So another figure we may be receiving at some point there. Augmented with Horde science, the Snake Troopers changed from simple minions to self-repairing cyborgs. Okay, so he's a self-repairing cyborg now. So that's a cool looking figure. Guess we could always use his head on Rattler if we wanted a strange looking red Rattler with a green head, but you know, some snakes are that strange looking that it wouldn't be all that out of character for snakes to have something like that. So, cool figure. And yeah, it is a really nice graphics in the back. I don't know exactly what's happening here with him. It looks like he's out of body and moving backward. Maybe they're trying to show motion there that he got hit. So anyway, I'll kind of leave that up for you to look at, peer at, while I pull in out of the box something else. Okay, we have the 2000X version of King Randor, the younger version of him. I wasn't sure I was going to order this one at first, but you know, eventually the fear of missing out and the MOTU bug just bites, and you decide you're going to have pretty much one of everything, if not one or two of everything. What to say about him? Looks like he has a bionic leg, unless it's just armor enhanced. I like the colors a lot. He reminds me of Hero. He has that gold and blue going on. I think Hero is gold, blue, and red, is it? Which I really like. What else to say? He's got kind of looks like he's a wrestler with his hair hanging over his crown there, and looks like on the back we've got him fighting Skeletor, which is always cool. Always anything with Skeletor is good. And the caption reads, "Once the captain of Eternia's defending forces, Randor was named king after defeating Skeletor." Okay, so Randor himself has defeated Skeletor. That's something I didn't know. Maybe that's from the 2000X series. Very cool. Cool to have another King Randor to go with the original red one that looks more like the Filmation cartoon. Okay, digging into the box again, we have, I believe, two of Snake Tila. Looks like I'm missing a tab on this. Hopefully it's in the box. I always like to have all those intact. It's possible it got knocked off at the distribution center for Big Bad Toy Store, and we won't get it. That's just going to have to be the way it is. So I'm going to turn one around here for you and go ahead and read off, put it closer to you. The caption, "King Hiss uses ancient magic to transform Tila into his slithering slave." And we can see we've got King Hiss over here, looks like, in the background, with his long snake extension arms, and maybe kind of looks like energy coming up over Tila. So that's cool. And we've got He-Man in his snake armor here, battling her. So I really love this figure. Love the looks of this Tila with all the scales on her. She's just really cool looking. I'm looking at this one. So, and then, let's see, orange highlights instead of gold on her armor, and Let's see what else is there. She's got the ponytail, like the one that came with Screech. I like the ponytail on Tila. But yeah, I really like this just wicked looking evil Tila. And it looks like she comes with some cool weapons. Her usual, oh, it's a sword and her usual snake staff. Very cool. Very cool. I'm excited for this one. This was probably the most excited, or one I was most excited for out of this this entire wave. Just really like this version. So I think she's another one that came from the 2000X series. Not familiar with the storyline, but we can all imagine, you know, even if I haven't seen it, I can imagine sort of what happens. She fell under the spell of King Hiss. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and set those aside. And I think we're almost to the bottom here. Getting close. We've got the rest of the wave here. Got 2 Slamurai. Just because I really like that the way that the uniform looks cloth. It has that nice texture to it. Does this one have that? The same as maybe it's a different looking texture than on Ninjor. Ninjor's has a sort of canvas look to it. This one looks to me more smooth, almost like it would be, you know, sweat clothes or a smooth robe. And I know he's got a different logo on his chest. It doesn't have the red dragon that what's his name has, Ninjor. But just a cool looking figure. It's neat to have, you know, black and white of the same basic figure. I like this repaint. I'm a fan of it. I understand it's just a repaint, but I really like it. In fact, I like it more in person than I liked it before. It's got glowing blue eyes. Very nice, very nice. I think Ninjor had, if I recall, does he have webbed feet or does he have these kind of feet, the sock feet? I'll have to go back and look. And does he also have the demon arm of Skeletor? I think he might. I'll have to go back and look at him. As you guys know, I opened him up recently in a Skeletor and He-Man unboxing, and also used him in the NFL or the American football MOTU crossover. That's the reason I had to open those 3 figures in that particular unboxing, because I knew I was going to use them as in their football video later. So along with the graphics here, we have Ninjor fighting another member of the Snake Men. This one has a claw like Clawful. Interesting. So that's another new character it looks like we may be getting. You people may know what his name is. You can let me know. And it says, the Honorable Ninja Warrior from Bushido joins the heroic warriors of Eternia in their battle against evil. Bushido. It sounds kind of like a samurai. Bushido. Bushido would be the samurai code of honor. So Bushido is maybe the planet where this one comes from. We'll see. Anyway, interesting, nice looking graphics. Again, we've got him in motion, looks like, and swinging his nunchucks and fighting this interesting guy. I think I have heard of the name of him. I just can't remember right now what his name is. Not the Abomination or something like that. Anyway, another great figure. I'm sorry I've been obscuring him for you here the whole time, but you can look at him now. Good looking figure. I'm sure most of you have him already. And it looks like I've got one more in the box. Okay, we've got Snakeface. So Snakeface, I wanted to make sure I got in this box because I'm not sure if I want to have 2 of them or 1. It's not a figure I had originally from the vintage line, so I don't have such a nostalgic feel for him. But I do think he's interesting, and I am, you know, keeping up with most of the Snake Men. I think I have all of them so far, except I haven't got Tongue Lasher. I have him on order again. He's been harder to receive. And I'm not sure if I've ordered... Oh, I didn't get Dragon Blaster Skeletor. For some reason, I've been hoping he'd be on sale at some point, like a lot of the deluxe figures are. But I may end up missing out on him. It looks like he's not available on Amazon right now. So that kind of thing could happen. Anyway, Snakeface is kind of cool looking, where you can replace his head with this one with the snakes coming all out of his eyes and his mouth, and yeah, pretty gruesome looking. Trying to think of what that reminds me of. I think it was a Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure. Pee Wee gets a ride from a lady truck driver, and I think she makes a scary face at him like that. And if it's not that, then I'm thinking of the television in UHF, the old man who is part of their UHF crew the engineer, and right at the end he does some kind of crazy looking face like that. I don't want to spoil it for you all if you haven't seen UHF, but most of you probably have and know what I'm talking about. So I'm not sure which one it reminds me of. If it's the lady from, yeah, like as I said, from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, or that the crazy lab scientist engineer from UHF radio station. So let's see. Oh yeah, also what his body opens up as well. Looks like he's got an action feature. It says on the back, where his chest panel opens up and has a couple more snake things sticking out. He's got that really interesting looking snake wrapped shield. That's another new piece. The back says, Snake faces evil, enchanted gaze, turns his enemies into stone statues. So we have, looks like Extendar and possibly Prince Adam on the back here. That's neat. So Extendar, another character we're going to get eventually, most likely. Snake pulls out from the body. Snakes, okay. So you guys are looking at the artwork here, hopefully, and I'm looking at the figure himself. It's got very nice looking scales all over his face. I like that. And a snake wrapped around his right arm. That's quite interesting. Both arms, actually, the forearms it looks like. Left arm as well. Fascinating. Kind of looks snaky on the back of his head. Interesting looking guy. So the question for me, why I wanted to get at least one, was to decide if I'm going to order a second one. And I think I probably will. You know, I mean, the price of this, when you've gone this far in, you just kind of want to continue, you know, the whole pattern, and don't want to be short any figures if eventually I just, you know, have a display of them, which I always keep hoping for. You know, in box some, and all the other ones out of box somewhere. So yeah, may have to get another snake face. Eventually have to get Dragon Blaster Skeletor, and you know, pretty much one of everything. There's definitely a couple I've decided maybe not to get, like the Man-at-Arms, what's Snake Hook, not Serpent Hook Man-at-Arms. Mostly because I'll have to wait and see when people get him in hand. I think he looks really silly that they painted his armor silver in this case, but they gave him the armor with the fur cuff. I thought, why didn't they just use the original orange armor that doesn't have the fur cuff? If you're going to not paint the fur cuff white, you know, why give it to you in silver? Although, as I've said before, these figures are nicely or easy to customize, and maybe they've, you know, given us that option. So they've given us the fur cuff, so if we feel like painting it white, we can do that ourselves, or paint it, you know, whatever color, brown, to make it the fur cuff color. So they've given us that option by giving us that armor. So now that I'm talking about it, I can justify it a little bit. I think there's one other, the Snake Infiltrator. I'm not so interested in the one that looks just like an Eternian guard, but just underneath is barely visible as his green face. I think I'll probably skip out on that figure as well. Anyway, that's about it for now, guys. And the box is empty, so that's this whole. That's enough to feed the beast here for a little while. I guess I about have to go check my pile of loot and see what all's in there, and have the next shipment sent here pretty soon. Looks like I did order Vicron. I got to order Vicron, and it looks like he just shipped out, I think, this morning. So I'll be receiving him within about a week. And other than that, I've been waiting to see if new Eternia Too Bad would go on sale. He still hasn't gone on sale at Target. So I'm still waiting to pick him up. Same with perhaps Shadow Weaver and the Sorceress. Not sure if I'm going to get them. Probably, we'll see. I'm really kind of wanting to hold out for a new Eternia Sorceress as well. But I might get the one from Revelation just in case they never get around to making one. So that's it for now, guys. Let me know about how your collecting is going, what you're enjoying, and what's giving you, you know, fits and starts and making it hard for you to sleep at night. And good luck to you all. Hope you're all enjoying your collecting and your figures and life in general. Take care, guys. Bye.